So hey everybody, and welcome back. We are going to make some, as I drop everything on the table, we're going to make some Memorial Day, or it could also be for 4th of July, party decor. Now, the only thing that makes it 4th of July or for Memorial Day is the colors. So this technique, you can make it with any color you wish, and it looks amazing. I got this fun paper pad from Die Cuts with a View, and I loved it because it was all these beautiful navy colors. But as I'm hosting a party around Memorial Day time, I decided I really didn't want to do the peachy tones, but I loved the navy with the copper on there. I thought it looked fantastic. There's a couple of sheets still in here that I have not pulled, but it was just not the right color scheme. But I pulled all the other ones. You can see there's bubbles, and there was some that were all these geometric patterns. So I pulled these 3 sheets, and there were 2 of each, which was perfect because we're going to make 3 of them. And this is what we are making. There's going to be 3 of these, and they're going to fit on my outside table. And then you have your little LED light that fits right in the middle there. And it's all kind of this star shape. So it's this kind of fun votive holder with this copper and navy feel with a little hint of red. I only have 2 reds, so I'm probably going to end up doing the last one in silver. And then we're going to do a true reddish white version and another set of 3. And I don't know if I'm going to mix and match them or if I'm going to put them on 2 different tables. So we're going to make both for fun. I got the little LED lights at the dollar store, and it was a pack of 2. They were already come with, you know, the battery in them and everything, and so of course they're $1. The navy paper came from Die Cuts with a View, and this foil paper comes from Renia. And then we're going to use our Xyron Mega Runner to hold everything together. So let me show you the gist of how to make one of these. All of these started off as either this is a 12 by 12, and so I cut one of the 12 by 12s down, and then same with this. I cut one of the bigger sizes down, and this is a 10 by 10. So it goes 12 by 12, 10 by 10, 8 by 8, 6 by 6. And so it's just kind of cascading down, and then it makes an even number of 5 when you put your candle in the middle. So it gives you that odd number, and it looks nice. I think when I took out and I only did 3 papers and I put the candle, it looked funny. So I really do like the look of the 5 together. Okay, so let's make one together. I like doing it so that the pattern is being hidden on the inside, just so it's not messing me up. So you start off with, you fold, pretty simple. Fold one direction, fold the other direction. So you're just making triangles. So we fold it in half, take this, fold it in half. And I'm going to do this a couple of times in case you messed up on the first one. It took me a couple of times to realize where the fold was and where I was doing it. Okay. With the big 12 by 12, and this is thicker cardstock, it is going to be a little bit hard to fold, just as a heads up. But you only have to do 2 of these per flower. It's kind of like a lotus flower or like a star flower or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now you got to this point. So just to kind of recap, you have folded it in half once, twice, 3 times. That's all you're folding in terms of the halves. Now find where it opens. So this is the open part, and this is the seam. You do not want to cut along your seam, otherwise you're not going to get, it's like the old snowflake thing. You're not going to be able, it's all going to fall apart. So you want to cut on the open end. So now what you do is you take this. So picture it like a pizza wedge. You're going to take the longer side facing out, and you're taking this side, not the 2 pointier ends, but the more bigger angle here. And you're going to take it and you're going to fold it. I'm trying to do it so you guys can understand. Here we go. And see, this is my open end. This is the part that's not right here. This is the part that's not the fold. The fold is down here because we don't want to cut that off. And we make it look like it's a cone. Okay. Get your scissors, and you're going to have to do a little bit of grunt work on this because you're cutting through all of this paper. Okay, and cut this off. That's now garbage. See, so if you open it up, see how it doesn't fall apart on you? We're not done yet, though. We have to make the star point. Now, you could leave it like this. There's nothing wrong, and it just becomes like a really big doily. But I like the stars because, you know, it's the 4th of July feel and stuff. Okay, again, find where it opens. That's the side you're going to cut on. You do not want to cut from the other side or it's going to fall apart on you. And I just do a straight big angle down. And again, you're going to have to power through. Use some old scissors or some really sharp scissors or something. And there it is. And it does not need to be perfect. Flowers are not perfect. And now when you open it up, et voila. And then what I do is I take my little edges here and I start folding it up. And so this was just from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Simple, simple. And this just becomes trash, unless you want to keep it for another project, but I have enough paper. I'm good. Okay, so that gets put off to the side. All right, this foil paper is a little bit thinner, so it's actually a little bit easier to work with compared to the heavy cardstock, but you're gonna do the same thing. So let's go through it again. Fold it in half to make a triangle. And if your creases are not perfect, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Flowers are not meant to be perfect, and you're layering them all in, so nobody's gonna know. Fold it in half again to make other triangles. That's 2. Now go a third time. Now keep in mind, every time you do this and you start with a smaller square, this triangle looks smaller and smaller every time. So the key thing to remember is how many folds. 1, 2, 3. That's your key thing. Again, find your opening here. Take this corner and fold it so that the cone, the folded part is down, and your part, this you can flare. Just to show you, if you did it the wrong way, and if you flared it like this, it's like accidentally, you were like, oh, I'm folding my cone, I'm doing this part. And then you come up and you're like, crap, it's not flaring. It's because you folded the wrong way. So just make sure you fold the right way. This is the part that is the hardest to remember which one to do. Because if you fold it the wrong way, you end up just, it all fall apart. It won't look like it's a big circle because you're cutting the part that's holding the paper together. So make sure, and this is just my test. Okay, yep, it's flaring apart. See how it's all the layers. Cut my layers. Hold it so that the layers are facing towards me. So this is the seam here. This is all the folds, and cut straight down. Give yourself a nice good point. Here's my point. And then you open it up. And you have yourself a second star. Ta-da! Now, this particular paper holds its shape really, really well. So see how it's kind of holding itself up? Just like that. So I don't really have to, the paper's doing it, but not as much. So I really have to kind of maneuver the paper, which is why I like to layer this. That's layer 2. I'm now going to go to my next one. These two I'm going to speed up. So that way, if you need to re-watch the first 2 layers, you can, but this one I'm just going to speed up a little bit. Not too fast, so you still can kind of follow along. Okay, so here's my 4 layers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Xyron here, and this is just the Mega Runner. There's lots of colors. This happens to be the Teresa Collins one. And you just add some adhesive, center the next one in, try and do it so the spokes don't completely line up. It's going to be a little bit different, but you don't want to make sure that all your petals are not completely in line. Go with your next layer. Flare up the edges. Notice how I'm not gluing the edges down. I'm just gluing the center down. Flare it up. And then the last one. And that is as hard as it gets. You just need paper and scissors and adhesive. That is it. And then you get your little votive in there. And look how pretty those are. I'm going to show you the 2 of these together. It's super fast and super easy. Scrapbook paper, any color you want. I love the foil on these papers because it really reflects the light. Little lights, they kind of have a twinkly effect. And it's all part of the little Americana stuff that's at the dollar store right now. These little tea lights. Regular tea lights look, but I love the look of the stars. It just really makes it a little more patriotic. Okay. A little more patriotic, true red, white, and blue is what we're going to aim for right now. I was also at the dollar store and I happened to come across these banners, and that's what kind of got me thinking about using foil, but I couldn't get a big size out of this. The biggest size, it doesn't come to be the right arrangements, but I can get 6x6s out of these. So these banners are nice and long. And basically what I'm trying to do is get a 6x6 out of the section that's got both the reds, the blue, and the red. And so we're going to make 3 versions of a true patriotic. The navy and the foil right here is what I would call my, I don't know, classy patriotic. And this is your true red, white, and blue. So it really kind of depends on, and that's why I'm showing you a couple of different, and I'm going to show you a last one that would be awesome for weddings. So again, this has so many possibilities, just this one little idea depending on where you go with it. So I just cut part of the banner off, and it's pretty thin. So you just got to be careful. And I'm just going to run it into my tape runner, or in my, sorry, my paper trimmer. Can't talk today. And I'm going to cut as close to the edge, and just be careful because this is thin. This is not a thick paper in any way, shape, or form, which will actually make it really easy to start out of. And just run it along, and then just throw that part away. Now from here, I'm going to flip it around again, and I'm going to cut. This is going to be my 6x6. This is my smallest piece. And I accidentally ripped a little bit of this, but that's okay. We're not going to use that section. The part that I want to use is the part that's got the stars on it. And then go 6 inches this way. And you're going to get a hint of the stripes coming from this direction as well. And look how pretty that is. Now, there's a bunch of different types of banners, and all the supplies are linked below, including links to the other types of banners that were there. There was one that didn't look so holographic, but look how pretty this is to use for any kinds of crafts now. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so just set that off to the side. Do what you want. I mean, you got 10 of these banners when you got it. Sorry, 8 flags, not 10. So there's 8 of these. So if you mess up on one, you got 7 left. So now we're back to our, see, look how pretty that looks already. So white is the 12 by 12. And then I picked up another foiled paper, and this one's got little stars all over it. I just thought it was perfect for the stars. So this is a red foiled star, also from Rania, and it's red on both sides. And then I've got another white, and this is a white embossed from Die Cuts with a View. So this is embossed white. It's all white, white through the core, and every paper on this has a little bit of an embossed on it. So I kind of liked it because it had something more than just plain white paper. It kind of jazzed it up a bit. So 12, 10, 8, and then 6. I had to think about that. My head was not working with the right numbers. Now you've already seen me do cardstock and the other foil, but you haven't seen me do the flag. So we're going to fold it so all the stars and stripes. Actually, I want to see the stars and stripes. I don't want to be able to cut all that off. So for this particular one, I am cutting so we can, I'm folding it so I can see what I'm doing. You notice how I have a lot of my, the blue in the middle, but there's some on the sides. I truly, I don't think it's going to matter too terribly much that however you fold it, because a big chunk of it was blue, you're still going to see a lot of it. So 1, 2, 3, fold over so you can get the flare. Cut your flare off. And this one's really easy because the paper's so thin. And then straight on down. And there it is. And see how we're getting mostly a blue with a little bit of some other color. If you wanted to get more of the stripes, then you would fold it a different way. But I'm really trying to show off because I have a lot of red already. I wanted to get more blue on this. And they're not all going to be the same, depending on how I folded it. They all may look a little different. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fold these guys up and get them into stars. All right, so now I've got all my pieces cut out. Same as before, kind of flare up the centers. Push up your little petal pieces or your star. Go ahead and apply your tape runner. Put it down, put your next layer. So now we're doing the size 10 square cut up. Put your tape runner down. Now we're doing the size 8 paper. And then we're into the little one. Now, because this one is so flimsy, there's no way it's going to kind of flare up. It's just going to rest in there, which is fine. It's just another layer. And so I'm going to put the silver one in here, or you could do the blue, or you could re-pull the red back out. I mean, the red looks smashing on this. The silver looks great on this. And I'm just going to pull out the blue one as well. Other colors I did notice, they did have a gold, which I thought was really pretty. And I can't remember if there was another color on top of that, but these are the three that I saw, and I was kind of going for the red, white, and blue. I'm not a fan of the matchy-matchy. It kind of hides. You can't see it, but that you can see, and that you can see really well. So as long as you don't put light colors on light colors. Now, if you wanted to, and I might do this for one of them, is cut the star out of this, and if you put the blue on top of that, it would look fantastic. All right, but I wanted to show you one other variation of this that you could probably use for a wedding, which I think is kind of fun. So still sticking with the black and the white. So the white, same thing, tear up all the sides, put your adhesive down, and then I have this really pretty black paper. And this paper has come from the Die Cuts with View Noir, and it's a whole bunch of black cardstock that's got a little bit of a glossy edge to it. And there's a little bit of everything. So I just picked out a really fun pattern to add a layer of black in there. And then you could easily do like the black and then the white and then another black. You can layer it. You can even just do three. This is one where I picked up, this is just a silver foil. So that looks really pretty. Layer it like this. So many possibilities. So I'm going to finish this up just so you can see. Let me speed up until I finish it. Now, if you're afraid of these blowing away, easy thing, stick a little bit of a weight on here. Actually glue down something like a stone to the bottom of this, or a coaster, or something that has some weight that would lay flat. Oops, I didn't squish this down far enough. That would actually lay flat so the wind won't pick this up and blow this away on you. I doubt that would happen, but just in case. Depends on where you're putting these. If this is for an outside party, I would probably put some, and I live in a very windy area, so I would definitely put a weight on there. And look how pretty that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Think about wedding or graduation. This would be an awesome graduation if you had an outside graduation party. A fun little way. And make sure you pull out the little plastic piece in here, but it's a fun way of decorating outside. Very, you know, especially if you have a day to night party. This is an awesome little graduation party. And, you know, black and white, perfect. So many ways of doing this very simple idea, but in so many different colors. I mean, I love just how easy it is to kind of mix and match and to play with it. And here's, we're going to do the, I'll pull this one so you can see the blue lights. So many fun ways that you can kind of play. And again, these little flags came from the dollar store. All of the cardstock is from, I have the hardest time with my nails right now. I have such flimsy nails that I'm afraid I'm going to pop them off. All the cardstock came from Die Cuts with View, from the navy to the white to the black, and then the foily pieces came from a company called Renia. And then all the Tealights are from the dollar store as well. And then we have our Xyron adhesive holding everything together. So simple tape runner, not a hard thing. Scissors, boom, done, and a beautiful little assortment of ways to do home decor. So thanks very much for stopping by. All supplies are listed below. Please have fun and decorate and have a wonderful summer party as graduation, wedding, 4th of July, or Memorial Day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.